Between the Excitement is Everything. I'm Mitch, and this is Mitch Reviews Everything, and today I will be reviewing Falconer's fourth studio album, Grime vs. Grandeur, from 2005, and oh god, is this album different. Very different. This album still has Goebel on it, performing lead vocals. He came in on their third album, Scepter Deception, replacing Matthias Blad, who had been the lead singer on the first and second album. And I like Goebel, don't get me wrong. However, man, Goebel on Scepter Deception was just awesome. And I'm not saying he's bad on this album, but this album is just so different to me. This album just, it feels like a Falconer album, but it doesn't feel like a Falconer album. And there's some songs that are, and I say that because I think there's some songs on here that really feel very Falconer-like, and there's some songs that just don't feel like Falconer songs on it. It's really, really weird to describe, but musically, it definitely still has that sort of Falconer sound. This album's pretty fast, a little faster, but some of the themes on this CD, the album's called Grime vs. Grandeur, and it's basically the gap between the rich and the poor, and like the struggle, there's that struggle between the classes and this and that. It's kind of the theme of the album, but this CD has some weird songs on it that don't really feel like Falconer songs as far as the theme of the song. Emotional Skies for one. That's a really weird track to me for some reason, and it's their first track, and it's a really good song, and they actually made a music video for that one, and I think it's their first music video they ever made. For any song, and it's a really odd song of, Emotional Skies. It's about, basically going through emotional things with somebody else, and I'm not going to get too into detail on breaking down the song meanings or anything, but that's essentially what it's about. But it's a really weird song, I think, for me, like Falconer-wise. And then the third track, I Refuse, that's another Falconer song that it's just really weird for some reason. It's about, not wanting to, you just can't take being with somebody anymore. And and the thing is, I like those two songs, but God, are they weird for some reason. It just doesn't seem very Falconer-like. And I know that I remember exactly, it's been a long time since I probably should have looked at it before I did the review, but I know Goebel did write some of the lyrics to this album, and I'm trying to think of what songs he did. I know he did, there's another song called Jack the Knife, which is about Jack the Ripper, which is a really good song, but it's another weird song. It does kind of fit into that Grime vs. Grandeur theme, like upper class, you think about that case, I don't know if it's called the Whitechapel case or whatever the Jack the Ripper case was called, but it's like, you think about that case and it's like, class is different, ladies of the night being murdered who are, often considered like grime and lower class and stuff like that. So it kind of fits in that theme, but again, Jack the Knife is really weird, and it sounds different too for a Falconer song. So again, like I said it many times already in the review, this album sounds really, really weird to me for a Falconer CD, and I do like it. Couple tidbits of personal trivia. This was the first Falconer CD I bought the day it came out, because I just got into Falconer after the release of Scepter Deception. So this is the first CD from Falconer I was sitting and waiting for, and could not wait to get my hands on a copy of it, and bought it the day it came out. So again, I really do like this CD, and it's not a bad CD, it's a good CD. It's just so different from any other Falconer CD to date. And another couple trivial things with this album. This was the first album that they had released in a digipack, so you could buy it in a regular jewel case, or you could buy it in a digipack version, and the digipack version came with a bonus track called Wake Up. So you get that if you bought the Digipack. And of course, Japan, they get everything. So they got also a bonus track on top of Wake Up. So they got Wake Up, and they got another song called Rock and Roll Devil, which is a really, really weird Falconer song. It's about drug use and being addicted to drugs. So just a really weird Falconer song in general. That song actually appeared on a vinyl. It was like side B of a vinyl. They did a vinyl with the band Nocturnal Rights. And I don't know which song Nocturnal Rights had on that vinyl, but one side was them and the other side was Falconer. It's a really weird song for Falconer, but and it's actually probably honestly my least favorite Falconer song ever. And what are you gonna do? I guess you can't like them all, but I guess at the end of the day, Grime vs. Grandeur is a good CD. I do like it. It's just not my favorite Falconer CD. It sounds good. There's a lot of good songs on it. For me, one other personal piece of information, the song "Child of the Wild," which was the last song on the regular version of the album, track 10. That song, I think, is the most Falconer of all the Falconer-like of all the tracks on this album. So, for me, Child of the Wild is probably my favorite song off this album. And that's really all I have for you. Definitely gotta say, when it comes to ranking Falconer CDs, if I'm putting them in a rank, this one ranks with one more at the bottom. And I'm not gonna put one over the other, but this is definitely one of the two weakest Falconer CDs, and that's not saying that it's bad. That's just me having to rate it somewhere amongst the Falconer catalog. That's all I have for you. My name's Mitch. This has been Mitch Reviews Everything, and hopefully I get Falconer's next CD up and reviewed, and that would be North Wind. So when the north wind blows, I will return. I'm Mitch. This has been Mitch Reviews Everything.